she might start dating black too. You know what I'm saying? Because you know Kanye, you know, he not dating with Kim no more. You know, Britney might, I don't know. Hello guys, how you doing? My name is Simon Carter, the workout minister. And I know some of you may think, what is a workout minister? What is Simon, a fitness extraordinaire, has to do with talking about Britney Spears? My premise is the strongest muscle you have is your mind. And I believe that we use fitness to work things out. And I always say I don't train male, I don't train females, I train warriors. And one of the things that I've seen in Britney is she's a warrior. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Honestly, I'm just gonna tell you, it sounds like Britney Spears is black right now. You know what I'm saying? And people are trying to take advantage of her. And so that's kind of why I wanted to like chime in on that and just really give you my 2 cents and just let you know what I really think and what's really going on. A lot of people is eating off of Britney and they don't want to give up on that. So they're trying to control their corporation. They're trying to control what they consider their investment. Let's watch the video and find out what's going on. Because honestly, I haven't
been back to court in a long time because I don't think I was heard on any level when I came to court the last time. I brought 4 sheets of paper in my hands and wrote in length what I had been through the last 4 months before I came there. The people who did that to me.
Hold on, now let's just stop right here. Because what's happening right now, and this is common, people use the media to vilify somebody. It's been done plenty of from Elijah Muhammad to Malcolm X. People thought Dave Chappell went crazy too for a minute.
You're hearing on the news things like he's gone crazy, which that doesn't sound right, you know. And
well, you know, maybe I know stuff people don't want me to talk about, so
right.
we're gonna what other people believe, so they'll call me crazy.
The media will come in, and next thing you know, everybody hates this person. So now when they try to go to court and get some justice, they're already lost.
Should not be able to walk away so easily. I was on tour in 2018. I was forced to do. My management said if I don't do this tour, I will have to find an attorney.
Ms. Spears, I hate to interrupt you, but my court reporter is taking down what you're saying.
Okay.
And so you have to speak a little more slowly.
Oh, of course, yes. Okay, I apologize. Great.
They just told her to speak slowly. She's fed up.
The people who did this to me should not get away and to be able to walk away so easily. Recap. I was on tour in 2018. I was forced to do. My management said if I don't do this tour, I will have to find an attorney, and by contract, my own management could sue me if I didn't follow through with the tour. He handed me a sheet of paper as I got off the stage in Vegas and said I had to sign it. It was very threatening and scary, and with the conservatorship, I couldn't even get my own attorney, so out of fear, I went ahead and I did the tour. When I came off that tour, a new show in Las Vegas was supposed to take place.
So they just gave her some bad advice, and because of fear, she followed it because she didn't have any good advisors on her side to really tell her, no, Britney, slow down. Britney ain't have nobody in her squad. I'm gonna tell you something what I remember about Britney. I remember, you know, people saying, you know, Britney's lost it. She's not right in her right state of mind. She's not going right. And then guess who came to her rescue? A lot of black rappers, a lot of black producers, and it was like, yo, you know, Britney, come see me, we can work out. We can do something really big. From Timberland to Pharrell, all these it was some major rappers. You know, I think even Big Puffy said something. Yo, Britney, come see me. We can make this work. No, they didn't let that happen because you know why they didn't let that happen? They didn't want that real to really occur. They didn't want her to really get down deep into like, yo, this is what you need to do. Some Chuck D type stuff. Chuck D is from Public Enemy, and Chuck D told Ice Cube back in the day, yo, Ice Cube, you're being raped on your label. Ice Cube was down with NWA. Ice Cube, you're being raped on your label. You need to switch the game up. Ice Cube switched the game up, came out with America's Most Wanted, and it was a classic. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want Britney to run into another Chuck D. That's what it is. So they try to keep her away from that.
I started rehearsing early, but it was
upset.
hard because I'd been doing Vegas for 4 years and I needed a break in between. But no, I was told this is the timeline and this is how it's going to go. I rehearsed 4 to 4 days a week. Half of the time in the studio and half of the other time in a Westlake studio. I was basically directing most of the show with my whereabouts where I preferred to rehearse and actually did most of the choreography, meaning I taught my dancers my new choreography myself. I take everything I do very seriously. There's tons of video with me at rehearsals. I wasn't good. I was great. I led a room of 16 new dancers in rehearsals. It's funny to hear my manager's side of the story. They all said I wasn't participating in rehearsals and I never agreed to take my medication, which my medication is only taken in the mornings, never at rehearsal. They don't even see me. So why are they even claiming that? When I said no to one dance move into rehearsals, it was as if I planted a huge bomb somewhere. And I said, no, I don't want to do it this way. After that, my management and my dancers and my assistant of the new people that were supposed to do the new show all went into a room, shut the door, and didn't come out for at least 45 minutes. Ma'am, I'm not here to be anyone's slave. I can say no to a dance move.
Yeah, of course you can. And that's wrong. So what they were saying right then was Britney Spears was a choreographer. Her management is trying to dictate what moves she should make. Come on, man. Management can't dictate. Management just got to sit by your side and manage your affairs, not dictate your moves. It's, that's ridiculous. And so when she say no, they threaten her and say you're not taking your meds. Who got to go on stage? Who got to be in front of that camera? Not management. You're trying to set the stage to really take from Britney right now. They're trying to restrain her and confine her from that. And they know that's going to create a problem. And then they're going to tell her she's not on her meds. She take her meds in the morning. How you know I'm not on my meds? That, again, is they're trying to set the stage to take from her. And that's obvious right there. And who does she have? The man who bore her, her father, both to be like, Dad, this is what's going on in my life right now. I need your support. Nah. That wasn't his daughter. That was his paycheck.
I was told by my, at the time, therapist, Dr. Benson, who died, that my manager called him in that moment and told him I wasn't cooperating or following the guidelines in rehearsals. And he also said I wasn't taking my medication, which is so dumb because I've had the same lady every morning for the past 8 years give me my same medication, and I'm nowhere near these stupid people. It made no sense at all. There was a week period where they were nice to me and they said, I don't want to do, and I told them I don't want to do the, they were nice to me. They said, if I don't want to do the new Vegas show, I don't have to, because I was getting really nervous. I said, I can wait. It was like, they told me I could wait. It was like lifting literally 200 pounds off of me when they said I don't have to do the show anymore, because I was really, really hard on myself and it was too much. I couldn't take it anymore. So I remember telling my assistant, but you know what? I feel weird if I say no. I feel like they're going to come back and be mean to me or punish me or something. 3 days later, after I said no to Vegas, my therapist sat me down in a room and said he had a million phone calls about how I was not cooperating in rehearsals and I haven't been taking my medication. All of this was false. He immediately the next day put me on.
This is horrible. Because what they just did was they told Britney, oh, you don't have to do the Vegas show. Oh, you okay. And, she started feeling good, but she knew her intuition told her, something's not right. And of course it's not right. All they're doing is you ever play cards and you ever heard somebody say they're setting the deck? They setting the deck on her, man. They was setting the deck and she ain't had nobody to go to. She had her psychiatrist, the dude who's a paid off dude. He was being paid off. She had nobody. What can we do about that? What can we really say about that? Britney's in a bad situation right now. Now, is this just? No, it's not just. Is it right? No, it's not right. Is it fair? Yo, there's no such thing as what's fair and what's not fair. It's all about how do you overcome your barriers and your obstacles. Now, like I told you in the beginning, Britney is a warrior, right? She's a warrior, okay? And she's gonna get out of this. She's gonna fight. She's gonna go hard. She's gonna be a beast, and she's gonna come out of it. And she's gonna rap with somebody. Some black dudes is gonna come up in there. Somewhere, somehow, she already did something with Will and I, but she even gonna get more a little ghetto than that. She gonna go hard. I'm talking about maybe Future, Akon or somebody coming out of that, and she gonna be a beast. Something dope is gonna happen, and she gonna rise to the occasion.
The next day put me on Lithium out of nowhere. He took me off my normal meds I'd been on for 5 years, and Lithium is a very, very strong and completely different medication compared to what I was used to. You can go mentally impaired if you take too much, if you stay on it longer than 5 months. But he put me on that and I felt drunk. I really couldn't even take up for myself. I couldn't even have a conversation with my mom or dad really about anything. I told them I was scared.
Man. This is what happened. They had her on lithium. This is what they call a textbook case when it comes to entertainers. Textbook case when it comes to black entertainers. And what do they happen with? They feed them drugs. They feed them drugs to where they only can be puppets. That's what management and agents always did in the past. They fed the entertainers drugs and just told them to go here and go there. And then when there was a rap for them, next thing you know, heard about this entertainment dying of an overdose, dying of some sort of car crash or some sort of mishap. Where do you think that come from? That's textbook right there. Give her lithium, give her something really that's high dose. She said, I couldn't even fend for myself and I always felt drunk. Textbook material right there.
And my doctor had me on 6 different nurses with this new medication come to my home, stay with me, to monitor me on this new medication, which I never wanted to be on to begin with. There were 6 different nurses in my homes and they wouldn't let me get in my car to go anywhere for a month. Not only did my family not do a goddamn thing, my dad was all for it. Anything that happened to me had to be approved by my dad. And my dad he acted like he didn't know that I was told I had to be tested over the Christmas holidays before they sent me away when my kids went home to Louisiana. He was the one who approved all of it. My whole family did nothing. Over the 2-week holiday, a lady came into my home for 4 hours a day, sat me down and did a psych test on me.
Her whole family did nothing. Her father approved of everything. Why is that? Because they had access to her money.
I was told I had to then, after I got a phone call from my dad saying, after I did the psych test with this lady, basically saying I had failed the test or whatever, I'm sorry, Britney, you have to listen to your doctors. They are planning to send you to a small home in Beverly Hills to do a small rehab program that we're going to make up for you. You're going to pay $60,000 a month for this. I cried on the phone for an hour and he loved every minute of it. The control he had over someone as powerful as me, as he loved the control to hurt his own daughter 100,000%, he loved it. I packed my bags and went to that place. I worked 7 days a week, no days off, which in California, the only similar thing to this is called sex trafficking, making anyone work against their will, taking all their possessions away, credit card, cash, phone, passport card, and placing them in a home where they work with the people who live with them. They all lived in the house with me, the nurses, the 24/7 security. There was one chef that came there and cooked for me daily during the weekdays. They watched me changed every day, naked, morning, noon, and night. My body, I had no privacy door for my room. I gave 8 gallons of blood a week. If I didn't do any of my meetings and work from 8 to 6 at night, which is 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, no days off, I wouldn't be able to see my kids or my boyfriend. I never had a say in my schedule. They always told me I had to do this. And ma'am, I will tell you, sitting in a chair 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, it ain't fun. And especially when you can't walk out the front door.
Britney is highly upset. She's frustrated. She's angry. She has a lot of resentment. I can hear it in her voice. The only way to get rid of darkness is with a light. Listen,
and especially when you can't walk out the front door. And that's why I'm telling you this again 2 years later. After I've lied and told the whole world I'm okay and I'm happy, it's a lie. I thought I said that enough. Maybe I might become happy because I've been in denial. I've been in shock. I am traumatized. Fake it till you make it. But now I'm telling you the truth, okay? I'm not happy. I can't sleep. I'm so angry, it's insane, and I'm depressed. I cry every day, and the reason I'm telling you this is because I don't think how the state of California can have all this written in the court documents from the time I showed up and do absolutely nothing, just hire with my money another person to keep my dad on board. Ma'am, my dad and anyone involved in this conservatorship and my management who played a huge role in punishing at me when I said, no, ma'am, they should be in jail. They're cool tactics working for Miley Cyrus as she smokes on joints and stage at the VMAs. Nothing is ever done to this generation for doing wrong things. But my precious body, who's worked for my dad for the past fucking 13 years, trying to be so good and pretty, so perfect when he works me so hard, when I do everything I'm told in the state of California, allowed my ignorant father to take his own daughter, who only has a role with me if I work with him. They set back the whole course and allowed him to do that to me. That's giving these people I've worked for way too much control.
She's so right. Like we said, her father seen her as a cash cow. He was the pimp. That's all it is. Let's take out the father-daughter role, and let's take in the pimp and the prostitute role. And that's what was really going on. He was pimping her out 100%. You know what I'm saying? You do as I do. Get out there on the street and make that money. Matter of fact, don't eat, work out, go hard. I need that body looking good, make that money. That drove her crazy, man.
Also threatened me and said if I don't go, then I have to go to court. And it will be more embarrassing me if the judge publicly makes you go, the evidence we have, you have to go. I was advised for my image, I need to go ahead and just go and get it over with. They said that to me. I don't even drink alcohol. I should drink alcohol, considering what they put my heart through. Also, the Bridges facility they sent me to, none of the kids, I was doing this program for 4 months. So the last 2 months I went to a Bridges facility. None of the kids there did the program. They never showed up for any of them. You didn't have to do anything if you didn't want to. How come they always made me go? How come I was always threatened by my dad and anybody that participated in this conservatorship? If I don't do this, what they tell me to enslave me to do, they're going to punish me. The last time I spoke to you by just keeping the conservatorship going and also keeping my dad in the loop made me feel like I was dead, like I didn't matter, like nothing had been done to me, like you thought I was lying or something. I'm telling you again because I'm not lying. I want to feel heard, and I'm telling you this again so maybe you can understand the depth.
This kind of reminds me of a judge sending an innocent person to prison and knows the evidence is flawed, but for some apparent reason sends that innocent person to prison. There's a lot of injustice going on, and there's a lot of, and when I say injustice, I mean backroom deals. Now, I can't say the judges, did a backroom deal with her management or her dad or her attorney or whoever, but it doesn't sound pretty back in 2019 for this judge.
Maybe you can understand the depth and the degree and the damage that they did to me back then. I want changes, and I want changes going forward. I deserve changes. I was told I have to sit down and be evaluated again if I want to end the conservatorship. Ma'am, I didn't know I could petition the conservatorship to end it. I'm sorry for my ignorance, but I honestly didn't know that. But I don't think I owe anyone to be evaluated. I've done more than enough. I don't feel like I should even be in a room with anyone to offend me by trying to question my capacity of intelligence, whether I need to be in this stupid conservatorship or not. I've done more than enough. I don't owe these people anything, especially me, the one that has roofed and fed tons of people on tour on the road. It's embarrassing and demoralizing what I've been through, and that's the main reason. I've never said it openly, and mainly I didn't want to say it openly because I honestly didn't think anyone would believe me. To be honest with you, the Paris Hilton story on what they did to her to that school, I didn't believe any of it. I'm sorry, I'm an outsider, and I'll just be honest, I didn't believe it.
Entertainers sometimes got it very bad because they get pimped 100. I'll tell you a scenario, tell you a story. MTV Music Video Awards. I don't know what year this was, but guess who won? TLC. Don't go chasing. You remember that song, right? They won big time. Sold, I think they went diamond. They literally got on the air. We broke.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Say hi, y'all. Say hey. All right.
I'll tell it. We're not going to sugarcoat anything anymore. We've been quiet long enough. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
All right.
All right.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. We are the biggest selling female group ever. 10 million albums worldwide. We have worked very hard. We have been in this business for 5 years.
5 years.
And we are broke as broke can be.
So all I'm saying right now, there's a lot of people getting paid, but the person who is the entertainer. And that's an issue, man. And that sounds like she's getting pimped 100, and they just want to stay in control of everything she has. Let's finish this.
believe it. And maybe I'm wrong. And that's why I didn't want to say any of this to anybody, to the public, because I thought people would make fun of me or laugh at me and say, she's lying. She's got everything. She's Britney Spears. I'm not lying. I just want my life back. And it's been 13 years and it's enough. It's been a long time since I've owned my money, and it's my wish and my dream for all of this to end without being tested. Again, it makes no sense whatsoever for the state of California to sit back and literally watch me with their own 2 eyes make a living for so many people and pay so many people trucks and buses on tour on the road with me and be told I'm not good enough, but I'm great at what I do. And I allow these people to control what I do, ma'am, and it's enough. It makes no sense at all. Now, going forward, I'm not willing to meet or see anyone I've met with enough people against my will. I'm done. All I want is to own my money for this to end and my boyfriend to drive me in his fucking car. And I would honestly like to sue my family, to be totally honest with you. I also would like to be able to share my story with the world and what they did to me, instead of it being a hush-hush secret to benefit all of them. I want to be able to be heard on what they did to me by making me keep this in for so long is not good for my heart. I've been so angry and I cry every day. It concerns me. I'm told I'm not allowed to expose the people who did this to me. For my sanity, I need you to the judge to prove me due.
So here it is. Now, Brittany, I hope you watch this, because this is what you got to do. You gotta let it go. You gotta, don't seek revenge. The best revenge is just to be successful. That's it. Come out with some booming albums, probably come out with, get in a movie, do a bomb movie, do your thing. That's the best. Forget trying to sue somebody, forget trying to pay back, forget all that. This is what I was taught. Don't move forward from your past, thinking all the way back. Move forward from your imagination. When you go through a situation like this, just recognize and understand it's not about revenge. It's not about getting somebody back. It's not about suing somebody. It's more about just moving forward. It's more about succeeding and accomplishing and achieving what they thought you couldn't accomplish and achieve. The best person who ever did that in my category, and to me, you got some great people, right? But one of the best persons that's living right now, I'm gonna talk about who's living, is 50 Cent. 50 Cent, he was shot by this dude on the street, boom. They try not to give him a record deal. They try to stop everybody in New York. If you're gonna give 50 Cent a record deal, we're gonna kill you. Jam Master Jay, he gave 50 Cent a record deal. He got shot 2 times in the back of the head. Jam Master Jay from Run DMC shot him dead because he gave 50 Cent a record deal. They were like relentless on making sure 50 Cent become nobody. Shot 50 Cent like 5, 6 times. Yo, you not gonna rise up and you not gonna do nothing. You gonna stay like you are. That's what they told 50, right? This dude, 50 Cent right now, is a billionaire, all right? And making movies about his life and about what he experienced on the street. That's what he forget those dudes, man. 50 said, yo, I ain't even worried about them dudes, man. What happened to them is gonna happen to them. I'm going this way, though. And that's what he did. And that, Brittany, that's what you need to do. That's all I'm saying to that. Let's
do an interview where I can be heard on what they did to me. And actually, I have the right to use my voice and take up for myself. My attorney says I can't, it's not good. I can't let the public know anything they did to me. And by not saying anything is saying it's okay. I don't know what I said here. It's not okay. Actually, I don't want to interview. I'd much rather just have an open call to you for the press to hear, which I didn't know today we're doing. So thank you. Instead of having an interview, honestly,
They told Britney, keep it quiet. Don't say what's going on. We know what's going on is not right. And we know what's going on is a huge injustice, but we want you to keep it quiet. Her own attorney told her that. Her team, but we know her team and attorneys ain't right? Here's big news. I know you probably know this, guys. Kanye West, he becomes a billionaire. You know what his team told him? His advisor told him, no. Don't let the public know that you're a billionaire. What type of advice is that? This dude from the hood, he was raised with nothing. He became a self-made billionaire. And they're gonna tell him to keep that quiet? Come on, man. You gotta know, you gotta have the wisdom to know when you being advised wrong. And when you being advised wrong, that person got to get off your team. You got to get off your team. You got to say thank you, but no thank you.
I need that to get it off my heart, the anger and all of it that's been happening. It's not fair they're telling me lies about me openly. Even my family, they do interviews to anyone they want on news stations, my own family doing interviews and talking about the situation and making me feel so stupid. And I can't say one thing. And my own people say I can't say anything. It's been 2 years. I want a recorded call to you. Actually, we're doing this now, which I didn't know that we were doing this.
Reminds me of Eminem and his mother. You remember that Eminem and his mother, they rapping, they beefing. Eminem went hard on his mother. It reminds me of Eminem and his mother right now. That's what it reminds me of.
We were doing this to the public, knows what they did to me. I told I know my lawyer, Sam, has been very scared for me to go forward because he's saying if I speak up, I'm being overworked in that facility of that rehab place, the rehab place will sue me. He told me I should keep it to myself, really. I would personally like to. Actually, I know I've had grown with a personal relationship with Sam, my lawyer. I've been talking to him like 3 times a week now. We've kind of built a relationship, but I haven't really had the opportunity by my own self to actually handpick my own lawyer by myself. And I would like to be able to do that. I would like to also, the main reason why I'm here is because I want to end the conservatorship without having to be evaluated. I've done a lot.
They just said she hasn't had the opportunity to handpick her own lawyer. Even her lawyer has, of course, we know this. Let me keep going.
I've done a lot of research, ma'am, and there's a lot of judges who do end conservatorships for people without them having to be evaluated all the time. The only times they don't is if a concerned family member says something's wrong with this person and otherwise. And considering my family has lived off my conservatorship for 13 years, I won't be surprised if one of them has something to say and go forward and say, we don't think this should end. We have to help her, especially if I get my fair served in turning, exposing what they did to me. Also, I want to speak to you about, at the moment, my obligations, which I personally don't think at the very moment I owe anybody anything. I have 3 meetings a week I have to attend no matter what. I just don't like feeling like I work for the people whom I pay. I don't like being told I have to no matter what, even if I'm sick. Jody, the conservator, says I have to see my coach Ken even when I'm sick. I would like to do 1 meeting a week with a therapist. I've never, even before they sent me to that place, had 2 therapy sessions. A therapy session and 1 therapy session with I have a doctor and then a therapy person. What I've been forced to do illegal in my life, I shouldn't be told I have to be available 3 times a week to these people I don't know. I'm talking to you today because I feel, again, yes, even Jody is starting to kind of take it too far with me. They have me going to therapy twice a week and a psychiatrist. I've never in the past they had me going, twice a week and my Dr. Gold, so that's 3 times a week. I've never in the past had to see a therapist more than once a week. It takes too much out of me going to this man I don't know. Number 1, I'm scared of people. I don't trust people with what I've been through. And the clever setup of being in Westlake, one of the most exposed places in Westlake, which yesterday, paparazzi showed me coming out of the place literally crying in therapy. It's embarrassing and it's demoralizing. I deserve privacy when I go. I deserve privacy when I go and have therapy, either at my home, like I've done for 8 years. They've always come to my home. Or when the Dr. Benson, the man that died, I went to a place similar to what I went to in Westlake, which was very exposed and really bad. Okay, so wait, where was I? In Westlake, it was identical to Dr. Benson, who died, the one who illegally, 100% abused me by the treatment he gave me too. And to be totally honest with you, I was so.
Excuse me for interrupting you, but my reporter says if you could just slow down a little bit because she's trying to make sure she gets everything that you're saying.
Okay, cool.
And so if you could, that would be great.
I have been through, and the clever setup in Westlake is identical to Dr. Benson, who died, the one who illegally, 100% abused me by the treatment he gave me. And to be totally honest with you, when he passed away, I got on my knees and thanked God. In other words, my team is pushing it with me again. I have trapped phobias being in small rooms because the trauma locking me up for 4 months in that place is not okay for them to send me, I'm going fast, to that small room like that twice a week with another new therapist I pay that I never even approved. I don't like it. I don't want to do that. And I haven't done anything wrong to deserve this treatment. It's not okay to force.
Wow, this is so hard. Because Britney is literally being a slave, but she's being a slave with her own money. It's like being in prison. She's in prison, 100, and she's seeing people that she really doesn't care to see. What did she do? This is extreme what they put her through. They putting her through something that they would definitely put a criminal through who really did something really dramatic. And
me to do anything I don't want to do. By law, Jody and this so-called team should I should be able to sue them for threatening me and saying, if I don't go and do these meetings twice a week, we can't let you have your money and go to Maui on your vacations. You have to do what you're told for this program, and then you will be able to go. But it was very clever. They picked one of the most exposed places in Westlake, knowing I have the hot topic of the conservatorship, that over 5 paparazzis are going to show up and get me crying coming out of that place. I begged them to make sure that they did this at my home so I would have privacy. I deserve privacy. The whole conservatorship from the beginning, once the conservatorship from the beginning, once you see someone,
here's the thing. This is it. This is what you got to understand. And it says this in a lot of spiritual and godly books. It says, what others meant harm for you, God has meant good for you. And it also says, the last shall be the first, and the bottom rail shall rise to the top and be the top rail. And this is what is going on to me right now in regards to Britney. You know what I'm saying? She is going through a lot of things, and they mean harm for her right now. They mean trouble for her right now. But guess what? I think good is going to come out of this. If the right things and the right moves is made moving forward from Britney, good is going to come out of this. I can feel it.
Making money, making them money and myself money and working, that whole statement right there, the conservatorship should end. There should be I shouldn't be in a conservatorship if I can work and provide money and work for myself and pay other people. It makes no sense. The laws need to change. What state allows people to own another person's money and account and threaten them and saying, you can't spend your money unless you do what we want you to do, and I'm paying them? Ma'am, I've worked since I was 17 years old. You have to understand how thin that is for me. Every morning I get up to know I can't go on somewhere unless I meet people I don't know every week in an office identical to the one where the therapist was very abusive to me. I truly believe this conservatorship is abusive. And now we can sit here all day and say, oh, conservatorships are here to help people. But ma'am, there's 1,000 conservatorships that are abusive as well. I don't feel like I can live a full life. I don't owe them to go see a man I don't know and share him my problems. I don't even believe in therapy. I always think you take it to God. I want to end the conservatorship without it being evaluated. In the meantime, I want this therapist once a week. He can either come to my home. No, I just want him to come to my home. I'm not willing to go to Westlake and be embarrassed by all these paparazzi, these scummy paparazzi laughing at my faces while I'm crying.
Britney said, I've been working since I've been 17 years old. So now for me to have to give up every dime that I ever made and have to ask for things. What she meant by I've been working since I've been 17 years old means that, I've been making my own money. I've been making my own decisions. I've been making my own moves since I've been 17. And now having to ask somebody, what decisions and what moves I need to make. This is what it makes me think. There is no mistakes. All right? Now, I don't know who Britney was up until this point. And I don't really know what happened, but I know that, there's such things as trials and tribulations. She's gone through this and she's been through this for a reason. And nobody knows what that reason is but Britney. And maybe we might not find out until later on. But hopefully it's gonna make her a better person.
While I'm crying, coming out and taking my pictures as all these white, nice dinners where people drinking wine at restaurants, watching me leave these places. They set me up by sending me to the most exposed places. And I told them I didn't want to go there because I knew paparazzi would show up there. They only gave me 2 options for therapists, and I'm not sure how you make your decisions, ma'am, but this is the only chance for me to talk to you for a while. I need your help. So if you can just kind of let me know where your head is. I don't really honestly know what to say, but my requests are just to end the conservatorship without being evaluated. I want a petition basically to end the conservatorship, but I want it to be petition to end it, but I don't want to be evaluated and be sat in a room with people 4 hours a day like they did me before. And they made it even worse for me after that happened. So I'm honestly new at this, and I'm doing research on all these things. I do know common sense and the method that things can end. For people, it has ended without them being evaluated. So I just want you to take that in consideration. I've also done research. Also took a year during COVID to get me any self-care methods during COVID. She said there were no services available. She's lying, ma'am. My mom went to the spa twice in Louisiana during COVID. For a year, I didn't have my nails done, no hairstyling and no massages, no acupuncture, nothing for a year. I saw the maids in my home each week with their nails done different each time. She made me feel like my dad does, very similar, her behavior and my dad, but just a different dynamic. Team wants me to work and stay home instead of having longer vacations. They are used to me sort of doing a weekly routine for them, and I'm over it.
So Britney right now is talking about her hair done, her nails done. She's talking about vacations. They say the devil is in the detail. The devil is in the detail, meaning she can't even get her nails done. She can't even get a manicure and a pedicure. She can't even get her hair done. The maids who clean up the house looks better than she does. That's what and she's supposed to be Britney Spears. And here come the maids looking better than she do. She like, what the heck is going on? So this is when you gotta say, if you read the Bible, Joseph, he went to jail for 9 years for a crime he didn't even commit. You know what Joseph's crime was? Looking good. He looked so good. He stayed in one of the Pharaoh's homes. The Pharaoh wife wanted Joseph. She tried to chase him, try to get him. Pharaoh stepped in and said, what's going on? The wife ended up, she ended up saying, you know what? Because they checked his shirt out. If his shirt was torn in the front, he was going after her. If the shirt was torn in the back, she was going after him. Where was the shirt torn off of? It was torn off of in the back. So guess what? She was going after him. So then she confessed, but the Pharaoh still said, you know what, Joseph, man, you causing a little bit too much turmoil. I know you didn't do nothing, but because of this and because of who I am, I don't want this to get out. I just need to keep this on the L. I gotta send you in jail. Put Joseph in jail. Joseph in jail for 8 years. Here he was like the dude, right? He was working, he was making things happen, and he go to jail for something he didn't even do.
I don't feel like I owe them anything at this point. They need to be reminded they actually work for me. They tricked me by sending me to the, okay, I repeated myself there.
Thing about this is, she's going to trial. This is like a trial, and she's representing herself. Just look at it from that standpoint. Here she is, she's in trial, she's talking to the judge, she's got the prosecutors over there, the conservatorship, and guess what she's doing? She's representing herself. So she don't know how to speak the lingo, right? She's probably not looking, professional like a lawyer, like an attorney, like the judge is used to. So she got a lot stacked up against her. You know what I'm saying? But what she does have on her side is right. She's got justice on her side. You know what I'm saying? But is justice enough? As we know, as far as, a lot of times, there's a lot of injustice going on in this world, as we know. So sometimes justice is not enough. Find out. Let's continue to see what happens.
Also, I was supposed to be able to have a friend that I used to do AA meetings with. I did AA for 2 years. I have I did 3 meetings a week. I met a bunch of women there, and I'm not able to see my friends that live 8 minutes away from me, which I find extremely strange. I feel like they're making me feel like I live in a rehab program. This is my home. I'd like for my boyfriend to be able to drive me in his car. And I want to meet with a therapist once a week, not twice a week. And I want him to come to my home because I actually know I do need a little therapy. I was told, hold on.
So she said right then, I know I do need a little therapy. Remember, at first she said she didn't believe in therapy, she believes in God, but then she just admitted, I know and I recognize I do need a little therapy. And being that all the trauma and drama that she's went through, she course. And I'm glad she did recognize that I do need a little therapy. I'm glad, you know, that's a good thing, you know, and I hope she picks the right therapist too. And now I have hope again.
I think that's, and I would like to progressively move forward, and I want to have the real deal. I want to be able to get married and have a baby. I was told right now in the conservatorship, I'm not able to get married or have a baby. I have a ID inside of myself right now, so I don't get pregnant. I wanted to take the ID out so I could start trying to have another baby, but this so-called team won't let me go to the doctor to take it out because they don't want me to have children, any more children.
That's sad. She wants to have a family, and they're telling her, yo, you're not capable or able to have a family. And
You wanna fight? You wanna fight? Let's do this. Straight on, baby.
that hurts me. You know what I'm saying? That really hurts me. Because it doesn't sound like she's psychotic. It doesn't sound like she's going to do anybody any harm. And it's just, it seems like it's a lot of, it's unfair. And we need to do something about it. What's going to happen to Britney?
So basically, this conservatorship is doing me way more harm than good. I deserve to have a life. I've worked my whole life. I deserve to have a 2 to 3 year break and just, you know, do what I want to do. But I do feel like there is a crunch here, and I feel like I feel open and I'm okay to talk to you today about it. But I wish I could stay with you on the phone forever, because when I get off the phone with you, all of a sudden, I hear all these no's, no, 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 and then all of a sudden I feel ganged up on, and I feel bullied, and I feel left out and alone, and I'm tired of feeling alone. I deserve to have the same rights as anybody does by having a child, a family, any of those things, and more so. And that's all I wanted to say to you, and thank you so much for letting me speak to you today.
Wow. Wow. She feels alone. It's like going right back into your cell, isolation, nobody there, all by yourself. She created a huge good argument, and I hope the judge really sees her side of the story. And whatever crime she's committed, whatever she's charged with, I mean, I think she's paid her dues. And I think it's time for Britney to, you know, come alive and do what it is she was created to do. That's what we want from Britney. We just want her to be great and be on a pedestal so everybody can see her and try to, and just not only just look at her, but watch her shine, but also be attracted to her and be like, yo, I can do it too. Because there's so many people going through hard things and hard times. You know what I'm saying? And so Britney can really represent that. You know, I went through it and I did it and I struggled and I came out of it a better person, more resilient. You know what I'm saying? And now I want to share my story with each and everybody I can. And that's a beautiful thing, and that's what I think should happen. If you learn anything from this, embrace the right and reject the wrong, keep your circle tight. The strongest muscle you have is not your arms, not your legs, but it's your mind. So be that warrior, be powerful, be strong, be amazing, be terrific, be incredible, go hard, and be that warrior that you know you was made to be, that you was designed to be, that you were created to be. That's very important. All right, live that.